Okay, welcome to the deep dive. This is where we take the sources you send us, could be articles, notes, anything really,
Mm.
and we try to pull out the core insights.
Hmm.
And today, we're looking at something really fascinating. Two lives running in parallel, but, well, vastly different on the surface.
That's right.
Our mission, basically,
Yeah.
is to unpack these stories. They're about incredible resilience, determination, and a really profound kind of love.
Mm.
And it all comes from the material you shared with us.
It's a great setup, actually. We've got these two mothers, different worlds, different times, one in New York, the other over in Guangzhou, China.
Right.
But as we look closer, what really jumped out was this shared spirit, this perseverance. Their journeys are, well, they're quite inspiring and maybe a bit surprising, too.
Yeah, definitely surprising. Okay, so let's get into these sources then. First one, picture this. A single mom in New York City.
Okay.
She's part of a minority group. English isn't her first language, and she doesn't have a high school diploma, just a GED. Right from the start, you could just feel the weight of the challenges she's up against. The chips seem really stacked against her.
And what's so compelling, I think, is how that mirrors in a totally different context, obviously, culturally, historically, the early life of the second mother we're looking at.
How so?
Well, she grew up in China during the Cultural Revolution, which meant, she had to stop her studies, had to go to the countryside.
Ah, right.
So basically, any chance for more schooling, those opportunities were just gone.
Okay, so very different circumstances, but both facing these huge initial roadblocks to sort of traditional paths.
Exactly.
But here's where it gets really, really interesting, I found. Despite everything being so different, these two women share this almost universal thing, a deep love for animals.
That really stood out.
For the New York mother, her child called it a true obsession. And I mean, listen to this list. 3 ostriches.
Ostriches, seriously.
Yes, 3 ostriches, a donkey, 6 geese, dozens of chickens, an African gray parrot, loads of dogs and cats.
Yeah.
And even these complex, like multi-generational coral reef tanks with tropical fish. Apparently, her house was basically a viable field trip destination.
That's incredible, just managing all that.
I know. And then for the mother in Guangzhou, her family also kept animals. Chickens, ducks, turtles, fish, cats, things her child grew up with.
Right, a bit more typical for the setting, perhaps, but still significant.
Yeah, and she was described as just a very kind person. She was the one who naturally kind of took on looking after them, raising them, caring for them if they were sick or hurt. Always there for them.
So this connection to animals, it's a common thread.
It really is.
And, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it seems like both women, because maybe those traditional opportunities weren't there, they found their own ways, unique ways to build something for themselves, for their families.
Yeah, they definitely didn't just accept the status quo.
No, there was this drive to create something more.
Absolutely. Like, take the New York mother again. She'd spent years working, as her child put it, for shitty bosses at shittier dog grooming shops.
Uh-huh. Been there. Well, not the dog grooming part.
Right. And she'd had enough. Now, she had done this certificate program, the New York School of Dog Grooming.
Okay, so some specific training.
Yeah. And her child said she looked back on that time with just the deepest nostalgia. So what does she do? She somehow manages to lease a commercial space, renovates it herself.
Wow.
Puts in all the kennels, the baths, everything you need to offer these absurdly clean, professional dog grooming services.
So she went into business for herself.
Completely self-employed, her own boss, and apparently found huge success. And get this, with 0 formal training in business or marketing or finance.
That's amazing how...
Well, according to her child, it was down to her just being incredibly good at what she does. Plus this real desire to give the best service possible. And crucially, she loved the work, loved the animals.
That passion coming through again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was enough to make sure her child never went hungry.
That's powerful. And you see a parallel, again, with the Guangzhou mother, don't you?
Tell me.
Well, she started out as an ordinary salesperson. This was in a state-run company back during the era of reform and opening up in China.
Okay, so big societal shifts happening.
Huge changes, very fast.
Hmm?
And when those state-owned companies went through reforms, she lost that stable job, her iron rice bowl, as they might say.
Ah, so instability hits.
Right. But that setback seems to have sparked something similar. The source says she then began to try to become self-employed. She tried running her own small business.
So that same spirit, adapting, striking out on her own,
Precisely. That same kind of independent drive.
it's really incredible, isn't it, how these two journeys, worlds apart, they highlight something really fundamental.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get past the ostriches and the dog grooming details, and what you're really seeing is maternal love
Mm-hmm.
and just incredible sacrifice.
Yeah, and that raises the question, doesn't it? What was really driving them? What was the why?
Right.
For the mother in Guangzhou, the source notes she was the only child. So naturally, all her focus, all her love, it would fall on her child.
Mm.
And she was constantly trying, like really pushing to bring her child the best things, mention things like paintings, computers.
Things she likely didn't have herself.
Exactly, because she didn't want her child to miss out the way she did. Her own youth was marked by material scarcity, these constant revolutionary movements, a time when, as the source says, she did not have access to much in the way of material goods, schooling, or opportunities, or even destiny in her own hands.
Wow. That puts her drive into perspective.
Yeah.
She wanted a different reality for her kid.
Completely.
And the New York mother, too, right?
Yeah.
Her success, which really came from that passion for animals, that commitment to doing great work, it meant her child was provided for, never went hungry.
It was her way.
Yeah, her profound way of building stability, building a foundation when, it seemed like there was nothing to build on. Just an extraordinary act of love and sheer will.
It really is. I mean, think about it. For the New York mother, facing, as the source puts it, pretty much all the ways a single mom can have the chips stacked against her.
Yeah.
And for the Guangzhou mother, living through a period where she just did not have access to much, period.
Mm-hmm.
Yet in their children's eyes, both were seen as loving, kind, and the phrase used was like super women.
Super women. Yeah, I could see that.
Women who just tried their absolute best to hold the family together, support their kids all the way in her life.
And it wasn't easy, was it? It took time. The sources emphasized the years of hardship, the tireless work.
Definitely not an overnight thing.
For the Guangzhou mother, it even says it wasn't until she finally reached retirement age and her hair turned gray that she actually began to enjoy a life of her own.
Decades of sacrifice before she could focus on herself.
That really lands, doesn't it?
It does.
So looking back at these two deep dives, these lives from New York and Guangzhou,
Mm-hmm.
it just powerfully shows you, I think, the scale of human resilience
Mm-hmm.
and how success can come from really unexpected places. And underneath it all, just that undeniable, enduring strength of, well, a mother's love.
It really makes you think, though, how much of what we achieve or what anyone achieves is really about the external stuff, the opportunities we're given, versus how much is about what's inside, that internal drive, the passion, the commitment, especially to the people we love.
It's a great question.
Yeah, and maybe it makes you wonder what unexpected kind of superpowers might be lying dormant inside people, hidden perhaps by the most challenging circumstances, just waiting for a chance to be unleashed.